Y'all come in. Oh, I don't think my microphone is on. Give me a sec. Okay, let me know if you hear me. If you can hear me well. Got the thumbs up. Come in. Come in. Come in. Hit that like and yeah, I think my mic is on. Hit the share button. Let me know what part of the world you are tuning in from. Hello, 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 you all. And thank you to the person that offered some suggestions about my voice. They offered that hoarseness is a part of B12 deficiency. Thank you for that, but I promise you, it's not B12, but a B vitamin deficiency. It's not that. Listen, I live stream a lot. I use my vocals a lot, and I am this week back into coaching, and so my voice is just being used in that environment. I appreciate you all so greatly for looking out for my health. But that's all it is. It is what it is, right? I've been a coach for 20 years, right? And I've been out for like 3 months. I got back in it this week, and with the live streaming, I'm just using my vocals more. That's it. That's all it is. Nothing more than that. But thank you. Um, Queen, don't forget Loan Pro XPR. Bye. 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 I don't Loan Pro XPR. All right, Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for telling me you can hear me. Checking in because I'm sitting in my vehicle with the AC on, so I don't know how that is, and my voice is already raspy. But let's get right into the live stream. I had a question. Thank you, Brazil. Carlos from Brazil for checking in. A question today. What does it mean that XRP? No. Can XRP still provide ODL, which is on-demand liquidities, derivatives market, even if it's not ISO 20022 compliant? Now we know that XRP is not ISO compliant, but Ripple, the company, is. We know that Ripple is the company, XRP is the crypto. So the answer to that, getting right to the point, is yes, yes, yes. XRP still can provide on-demand liquidity and support the derivatives trading, even if it's not fully ISO. It's not even ISO compliant at all now. But even if it's not fully ISO 20022 compliant. Now, why does this matter? Well, ISO, I'm just going to say 22, is a global messaging standard for financial transactions. It ensures that the banks, the payment providers, and financial institutions communicate using the same language or the same standard format. They're on the same language. Reminds you of Genesis 11 when they built the Tower of Babel. Babel means language, to talk, to communicate. They was a one language, and they was of one mindset, so nothing could stop them, right, from their tower. A tower is a frequency. So with that being said, XRP itself is not ISO 22 compliant, but RippleNet, not Ripple Labs, RippleNet, Ripple's financial network is why it's called RippleNet. So that supports the ISO 22 messaging standards is. Now, Ripple has positioned or has placed XRP as liquidity bridge asset, right? Meaning it still can be used for ODL, on-demand liquidity, even if the XRP ledger itself, even though we know it's not compliant. So yes, yes, unequivocally, yes, XRP can still provide ODL without the direct ISO 22 compliance. Ripple, not XRP, banking partners and financial institutions use RippleNet. This is what I've been telling you all. For messaging and settlement. So even if XRP directly doesn't use the ISO. It still can be used within the ISO compliance system. All right, let me read this. Stop and pause right now. Ripple CTO David Schwartz says we are on the cusp of mass institutional adoption, which leads to mass retail adoption. I believe XRP will melt faces. Well, let's talk about this. I bet if I can have access to whatever you're talking about, David Schwartz is saying, he's leading with Ripple, not XRP. I bet you. He's leading with Ripple. He's not saying XRP, right? That's number one. Most people don't realize Ripple Net is the company, XRP is the crypto, and that Ripple have their own private stocks for institutional investors, and XRP is for individual investors. Okay. Now, XRP is already traded in the derivatives market. This includes futures, options, contracts with platforms like BigMex, Binance, Bybit. As long as the big dogs, the institutional traders and market makers recognize XRP as a liquidity asset, a liquid asset, it still can be used in the derivatives trading. But let's talk about, why would ISO 22 help? Why would XRP, like XPR Proton, being already ISO compliant, why would that help XRP? Well, it would make it easier for banks and financial institutions to adopt XRP, not Ripple, for cross-border payments. Excuse me. My voice is already weak and I got the air blowing. Let me cut this off. I might get hot, so let me let my window down. Okay. So it improved the chances of becoming globally recognized liquidity bridge in this financial sectors. Now, it also helps build trust and clarity for institutional adoption more easier, seamlessly. Now, XRP can still provide ODL derivatives without, again, being ISO compliant. It does not need compliance to function with the ODL and derivatives market. Now, because RippleNet already supports that, the derivatives trading operate separately from the ISO standards. That's the big thing you all need to know. The derivatives market operates totally separate from ISO, right? So it still can be, XRP still can be used for options and futures, but it still will help. If ISO compliance will help institutional adoption, XRP can still operate as a liquidity bridge and derivatives asset without it. Now, another thing I want to show you all, and I'm gonna have to get out this live stream because you can tell my voice is weakening, is this chart. The Basel 3, Basel 4. They're showing the pegging of Ripple with the X for XRP to gold, the pegging of Stellar, the world reserve currency, to silver, and XDC to copper. And then we have Algorand to palladium. Excuse me. And IOTA to iridium, right? Let me really make this make sense for you all. Let me make this make sense and explain this in layman's terms. So it's just saying that XRP, for example, is going to be worth the price of physical gold at $2,000 an ounce. It's just saying that XLM is going to be priced to silver. Now let's first understand Basel 3 or Basel 3 and Basel 4. I've heard it said, pronounced both ways. They are international regulatory systems developed by the Bank for International Settlements. It's called the BIS, right? Listen, I understand oregano is oregano. I hate to even tell y'all sometimes if I got health things. Listen, I'm in the gym all day projecting my voice in a live stream. I haven't did that in 3 months. This is my first week doing that in a gym setting. And that's why my voice is like this. That's it. Oregano oil is very, very strong. It builds your immunity. I'm not sick. I'm just projecting my voice a lot. And it's getting weak and hoarse. But I do appreciate the concern. I personally don't even like oregano oil because it's so strong and potent. Ugh, stuff is yucky. But I've heard, I can't say I am a full testimony that it helps build your immunity. I heard that from Terrence Howard. I don't know how true that is. It's so potent. Ugh. But anyway, so Basel 3 and Basel 4, Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, it strengthens the banking regulations, risk management, and capital requirements. Now, what this means is these regulations ensure banks have enough liquidity and leverage that controls to prevent a financial crisis. So Basel 3 was introduced in 2010, a higher capital requirement, stress testing, and leverage ratios to multiple systematic risks, right? Basel 4, 2022, ISO 2022, it further reduces risk asset calculations, increasing transparency and the stability of our banking system, right? Now, how does these two relate to XRP and XLM in that graph that I just showed you all? Well, this graph suggests, I'm just going to talk about the top three, that XRP, XLM, XDC may play a role in the new Basel 3 and 4 financial system as assets that could be used for liquidity or collateralized, right? Or collateral. So the assets can be used for liquidity or collateral. XRP is linked to gold, according to that graph. So 1-to-1 XRP per ounce of gold. This implies that XRP could be backed by or interchangeable with gold under the Basel 3 liquidity standards. XLM, Stellar, linked to silver, 1-to-1 XLM per ounce of silver. This suggests that XLM may act as a silver-backed digital asset or can be used for financial settlement within the compliance framework as well. SDC Zenfin, linked to commodities, copper or raw materials, right? Raw materials. So since XDC is focused on trade finance, it could be a digital token for facilitating trade settlements under Basel 4, right? Basel 4. So what does this mean? Does this mean that XRP, XLM, XDC may become digital assets integrated with the Basel 3-4 compliance system for global banking? If these assets are treated as Tier 1 reserves, which means Tier 1 reserves are highly liquid assets like gold and cash, right? Banks could use them to meet their capital requirements. So this aligns with, right, the tokenization of real-world assets, RWA, where digital assets are used to represent gold, silver, and commodities on the blockchain network and cryptocurrency. Now, also on this graph, we saw a statement by the IMF and its connection to, because I'm getting hot, its connection to stablecoin. It said that the potential global digital currency issued by the IMF for international trade, like XRP and XLM, is designed for global solutions, cross-border transaction, making it a potential player for settlement layer, IMF-backed stablecoin. Same thing with XLM. XLM is focused on peer-to-peer, the derivatives market, transactions, remittances, being used for financial inclusion under the IMF digital, framework. Now, both of these are scalable, fast. Man, that delivery driver driving fast in my driveway. Driving fast. Both are scalable, fast, and bridge fiat digital assets, which aligns with is in alignment with the IMF goals for global stable digital settlement system. I guess that man say it's Friday. He's trying to get out of work. Now, the IMF have been discussing the creation of global digital currency, possibly a stablecoin, to replace the SDR, the special drawing right. So XRP and XLM could serve as interoperability layers or liquidity pools for this new IMF stablecoin. This will ensure it will make instant settlements between banks and nations, right? Now, the graph shows us or implies that XRP, XLM, and HDC again could play a major role in Basel 3, Basel 4 compliance system. If banks recognize these as tier 1 liquidity reserves, they could be held along. They could be held with fiat currency, traditional fiat, and precious metals. So the IMF stablecoin may use XRP and XLM for cross-border liquidity and remittances, along with other financial use cases. Now, does this mean being linked to gold, silver, copper? Does it mean it's going to be priced in the US dollar as the same amount of gold, silver, copper? No. Being linked to does not mean being priced to in USD in the same value as gold, silver, copper. Instead, that graph is implying that a functional connection between these digital assets and traditional hard assets. So XRP, XLM, HDC, gold, silver, copper, commodities in the financial system. So let me break that down. Linked to means an asset functions similar to another, being collateral, used in a system that values it the same. So XRP is going to be valued like physical gold, not priced to. XLM is going to be valued like physical silver. Now, when we look at physical silver, it's used as both monetary and industrial, right? It's going to be treated like gold in a financial framework. Like Bitcoin is already treated like physical gold. The Basel 3 liquidity requirements. It doesn't mean one XRP is going to equal to 1 ounce of gold. Price in pegged to means the value of the asset is directly tied to another asset or a fixed market determined rate. So example, a gold-backed stable coin is pegged to like PAX, PAXG. It's pegged to gold, meaning 1 token, 1 ounce of gold. XRP, XLM, HDC is not necessarily pegged to gold, silver, copper, but may be used in a system where their liquidity function is comparable to these assets, right? Yeah, I'm getting hot, so I'm just doing my hair any kind of way. So this does not mean that the price will be par to or like this implies. They will serve as a digital equivalent to trade finance or settlement systems, similar to how gold and silver historically backed monetary value in the past. Their use in tokenization real world asset RWA ecosystem could lead to commodity-backed financial instruments. Now, these cryptos can be treated like digital commodities for banking reserves, settlements, and liquidity. Treated like, not priced like. Now, the market prices will still be bad. Okay, I'm going to block this person named Xavier. You all say, bye, Xavier. He's or she is blocked from my channel. Yep, you get blocked. Now, if institutions start backing XRP, XLM, XDC, real world assets, gold, silver, copper reserves, then pricing, the pricing pairing or parity could emerge, but that has not happened yet. That has been confirmed. Now, so being linked to gold, silver, copper does not mean XRP, XLM, XDC will be priced as the same as these metals. It's talking about or referring to the potential role as a high value liquid asset in Basel 3 and 4. XPR and XRP are not partners. XPR and Proton and XDC are partners. Let's be correct on this channel, right? Let's be correct. Now, this next question is, if the market demand of XLM silver, XDC copper, would their market demand is higher than XRP gold, being that it's a global shortage on these mesh, copper. It's a global shortage on copper. Silver is the most undervalued asset in the world. Right. XRP is not on XPR network page. I block stuff like that. We're not gonna come on my channel with misinformation. It is not. And if XRP is on XPR, if it was, that would mean XPR. That's not a partnership. That's not a partnership. That means XPR is the leader. I heard earlier today a long-term crypto investor with a banking background compare Litecoin and silver, like Bitcoin to gold. Thoughts? Thank you, first of all, Abby, for being a channel member. And Money Bag, I'm about to block you. Whatever your name is, bag it or bag it. I've been on XPR network page many times. Proton, and this XPR is not on there. You go to the page, right? You go to the page. Well, Litecoin has already been said to be silver, right? For silver to Bitcoin's gold because they function alike. And it is stated that we might see $1,000 Litecoin. And Litecoin is one of the cryptos, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Filecoin. That's on the Simpsons 1997 crypto boom, right? Now, let's get back to this. XLM and SDC do have strong institutional demand. But that demand is not talking about physical metals. And historically, right, gold, XRP, has been a monetary asset used to hedge against inflation and to store value. Now, the crypto market does not directly reflect real-world commodity shortage unless the digital assets are backed by these commodities, number one. So banks and financial institutions, their main use cases of XRP, if it get full adoption, because right now Ripple Net has full adoption, would be liquidity solution, instant, fast liquidity. Ripple has many partnerships, not XRP, but Ripple, with financial institutions, banks, services, remittance services, and that gives the potential for XRP to have strong demand within the regulated or the financial sectors. Now, silver is undervalued, but that doesn't mean XLM will be a greater demand unless it becomes a very important piece in the banking or global financial institution. Stellar XLM has adoption, but it lacks the banking relationship that Ripple has as of now. I think that flip is going to switch. SDC is already using supply chain tokenization. It can very well gain traction. And it is actually more of a niche than XRP and XLM. So SDC is the market demand, you all. The market demand depends on the trade finance adoption, not the physical copper shortages. And this is why I'm telling you all to get your physical silver and your physical gold. Right? Now, with that being said, XLM, with silver being an undervalued asset, real world markets, it needs to gain more mass adoption. And the domestic banking and XLM, I believe, will do that in the future. Now, which one, this is the big question, which one has the highest market demand? XRP gold equivalent, right? The highest liquidity institutional adoption, or adoption and financial integration. XLM silver equivalent, SDC copper equivalent. Its niche is expanding in trade finance, could rise if the tokenization of commodities happen. But I'm going to give you all the rank, demanding rank, if tokenization of assets take over. And we know we've been talking about tokenization of asset, real world assets. And this is the rank if that happens. I'm not including SPR right now. We're just talking about XRP, XLM, SDC. I see XLM number one, because it's going to be the global reserve currency. It is Revelation 13:17, and it is going to tap into domestic banking. That means the people that are unbanked right now, a whole big other financial market. If silver is monetized in the financial system, XLM will be a major player. Because right now, I've been telling you, the price of silver is suppressed. It's a silver squeeze. And the usage and the demand for silver in both the industrial world and the monetary world is twofold. Then SDC copper. If trade finance is digitalized, and SDC could demand a surge because there's a global shortage on copper. Now, even though gold is still highly valuable, but it's going to see slower relation to growth compared to silver and copper in the real world markets, because it's just a store of value. So it's going to be XLM, HDC, and XRP, the demanding or demand rank. And so that's what it is. XLM, HDC will only surpass XRP if they gain mass financial adoption, though. And it's still waiting for XRP to gain mass financial adoption as well. Right? Flare is going to be big. Impossible Dot, thank you for being a channel member. I agree. Flare is going to be big as well as XPR, as well as Swift coin. I believe this is not financial advice, just a free flow live stream. Swift coin. When we look at the entry price now compared to its future use cases, Onyx coin, XPR Proton, of course, the royal purple, right? The big X, definitely. So that's my breakdown, you all. I'm logging off, and just want to make this quick live stream. I'm not trying to stay on these live stream long, as I have been in decoding, allowing my voice to rest. But even if XRP was listed on SPR or Metallica's network, that means XPR is the biggest, the baddest. So when you look at ROI, when we look at the X's, SPR, XLM, HDC come first. All right, you all. I'm logging off. You all subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Peace. Queen out.